Welcome, friends. If you're new to the channel, my name is Mike and I fix things. Today I'm going to do a complete makeover on this lift arm cigarette lighter from the early 1960s. What makes this lighter unique is it houses a Swiss wind-up watch movement, which isn't working, and I'm determined to fix it too. This lighter is Revo brand and, like the movement, was also made in Switzerland. It's a traditional lighter in that it has a flint that goes under this grinding wheel. When you spin the wheel, it shoots a spark at the wick, and that wick feeds fuel from the bottom. We used lighter fuel, also called naphtha. The project starts like any pocket or wristwatch project would start by removing the movement from the case. I'll protect the case using this piece of plastic. In this video, I'll completely disassemble, clean, and show you how to re-wick the lighter. If you would like to learn more about watchmaking, please check out my watch repair YouTube channel, Watch with Mike, where I will be doing a complete teardown and service of the watch movement. I'm going to do a rough cleaning of all the watch parts. I'm just using window cleaner on a foam swab. The lighter itself comes apart almost entirely with a small screwdriver. The case appears to have been made out of a single piece of billet aluminum and then gold plated. Or should I say gold tone plated. It's not real gold. But fortunately, the plating's in really good shape. This exposes the wadding that's at the bottom of the lighter that holds the lighter fuel. There we go. This tube holds the wick in place and holds the spring down. Now I can take that off. My intention at this point in the project is to take the lighter completely apart so I can thoroughly clean it, but to try to leave the wick in place, because replacing the wick can be, well, let's say, tricky. I'm scrubbing all the lighter parts with a fiberglass brush. Hey, it's getting shiny. I'm using naphtha, which ironically is lighter fluid.
Let's see if we can get this to clean up.
To clean all the parts.
This might be one of those surfaces no one ever sees, but I see it. And you see it. And it's coming out great.
There's nothing like taking something completely apart so you can give it a really deep clean. One of the biggest challenges of rebuilding a lighter is how to feed the wick back through the top tube.
I don't want to have to re-wick this if I don't have to. So I'm going to try to push the rope through this little opening. Here's how. Take some really thin brass wire and I'm going to tie it onto the wick. Get a little knot right there in the middle. All right, now without cutting the wire, I'm going to try to cut an angle on the wick. Now, hoping that that stays tight.
Spoiler alert, this really didn't go that well. I had a difficult time getting a grip on the old wick. And as much as I tried, I only ended up with a few threads of the old wick coming through that tube. So we're going to have to look into another way of re-wicking this lighter.
Look down in that hole. I need to get all of this cotton wadding out of the lighter. Once the cotton wadding is out of the lighter, then I'll be able to pull a fresh wick down and repack the cotton wadding. See how much is in there. Come on. I feel like I'm trying to surgically unstuff a small teddy bear. Maybe a gentle approach rather than a poking approach would be helpful. Can I get it with some pliers? That's starting to come. Excellent. There's something pink in there. Pull now, ask questions later. Is that it? There's more tweezers. Well, the tweezers were definitely good for getting it started. Fingers. Now it's coming. Look at that. Still more in there. Let's see if I can grab the wick. Almost got him. Yes. Interesting just how long this wick is. That wick is twice as long as the lighter is. Just pull them straight out. We're going to replace the whole wick. So that pink thing, somebody has re-wicked or re-wadded this lighter at least once, and it looks like they packed the wadding in with a colored toothpick, and there's the tip of the toothpick. History. I'm not going to return this to the lighter. This is a set of replacement wicks for lighters. The wicks have a metal needle and it's pre-attached to the wick. Let's see if we can pull this through. Before I do it, I just want to see if this is tightened down. Oh, no, wait, that's right. I made a faux pas before. I need to reattach that spring before we run that wick. Let's take that out. So there's our spring. Now we can put on this little collar. I don't know what this part is called. Maybe it's called the chimney. Yeah, I think it's called the chimney. I'm going with chimney. Chimney's in place. Now we can do a little bit of sewing. Let's see if we can get this to come out the hole in the bottom. Can we see it? I think I'm going to try to put a little curve on it. We'll curve it just a little bit more. How far down do we need to be? Okay, I think I see what's going on here. I'm not pushing it down far enough. All right. There we go. I think we're in a good place. That is a tight fit. Got it. So I'm going to trim that end. And I'll just leave it proud for right now. Looks like a mouse. The old one was about double the length, so we'll do the same thing. And now we can put our needle and wick aside for our next lighter project. Well, gotta start somewhere, right?
If I hadn't seen all that wadding come out of the lighter with my own eyes, at this point I'd be doubting whether I could get it all back in.
I'm going to try to stuff in half of the wadding, and then I'll fold that wick over. Now let's do this again. We'll put it in as a thinner piece. Tamp that down. Try to work it up into the corners.
I have to say the wick with the built-in needle made a huge difference. I'll put a link to that product that takes you to my Amazon store down in the description.
There we go. And we still have some wick sticking out the top.
Okay, it's time to start reassembling the lighter. I have to say, everything cleaned up great.
I feel like we should oil that. Yeah, you know what? I can't resist.
I'm treating the lighter like I would a watchmaking project. Take it apart, give it a thorough cleaning, and then lubricate it as you put it back together.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
Some of you may notice I'm using my expensive watchmaking grease, and I'm only using it because it was nearby. It was convenient. I could have just used an inexpensive lithium grease and it would have been fine.
That's so satisfying. I could stop the project right here and be happy. One more thing left to do. Zippo, Bradford, PA, USA. Hey, that's not far from where I live. You turn it like that. You dispense a flint. And then you rotate it. And there's your flint. Only the best gold-toned flints for this project. So this drops into the flint hole. And then we have this flint presser spring. This drops in. We compress the spring. Spin it down the rest of the way. There we go. All right, we're sparking. We'll save the pyrotechnics for later. With the exception of trimming that wick and loading up the lighter with lighter fluid, I think this part of the project is ready.
When I bought this lighter, it was missing the acrylic crystal that protects the watch face. After measuring the bezel, I ordered a new crystal which now needs to be installed. This is the smallest crystal I've ever installed, and I'm going to use a specialized tool called a crystal lifter to compress it so it snaps into a recess on the inside of the bezel.
And just as a point of reference, there's a US nickel. The crystal's the size of a dime. This platform offsets the height of the rim of the crystal. Okay, the crystal has been lifted. There we go. There's only one thing left to do.
And with that, I want to thank you for joining me on this repair adventure. If you liked the video, please click the thumbs up button and consider subscribing to the channel. As always, I look forward to your comments below, and I hope you'll join me on my next project. Until then, I'm Mike, the channel is Mike Fixed It, my watchmaking channel is Watch with Mike, and I wish you all a creative and rewarding day.